Morning at the market, warm ochre light, stalls just opening. Dax, a dung beetle, waste recovery officer, rolls a modest ball of reclaimed waste between stalls, greeting vendors warmly by name. "Morning, Hendricks. Morning, old pal. Lovely pile you've got today, very well seasoned." Most vendors wave back fondly. One does not. Constance, a peacock at a preserve stall, recoils on sight, handkerchief instantly at her beak. Nobody else wanted this job. Dax has never once understood why. He is, this morning, already having the best day of his life. At a small desk edge of the market, Dax stamps and files a routine work order. Collection volume increased, redirected toward park facilities citywide. He doesn't pause. He's already moving to the next stall. At her immaculate, obsessively arranged stall, Constance straightens a jar that's already straight. A vendor leans over. "You know he's the reason your stall doesn't smell like low tide by noon." "I'm sure I don't know what you mean," she says prim. "I simply prefer things clean." She watches him roll past and can't quite stop watching. Later in his route, the ball has grown, noticeably larger than the cold open straw and peel visibly packed into its surface. He rolls it with the same effortless cheer. "And UP we go," he says, straining slightly, still smiling. The ball is now taller than he is. Constance watches it roll past, wide-eyed, handkerchief pressed tighter. That was not that size an hour ago. Midday. The ball is now genuinely enormous, throwing a long shadow down the row. Dax rolls it with total ease, whistling. Some dung beetles can pull or roll over 1,000 times their own body weight, among the strongest animals on Earth relative to size. What looks like strain is, for Dax, well within normal effort. The ball's path drifts directly toward Constance's stall. She freezes mid-gasp, one wing half raised. Dax, without breaking his cheerful stride, redirects it at the last possible second. A small, expert flick sending it safely past. Every jar stays perfectly straight. "Morning, Constance," he calls, not even looking back. She stares after him, speechless for the first time. Afternoon, at the far end of the market, Dax tackles his biggest pile yet. Sleeves, such as he has, rolled up. The resulting ball is so large that Dax himself briefly vanishes from view behind it, the ball moving steadily down the row entirely on its own from where we're standing. A market patron does a double take. Is anyone actually pushing that? Dax pops back into view on the other side, cheerful, slightly out of breath. "Technically, yes." Evening. Constance is closing up her stall as Dax passes by, winding down his route, the light gone amber and low. She stops him, almost against her own will. "Why are you always so pleased about this?" He's genuinely surprised by the question, then warm. Because nobody else is going to do it, and somebody has to. And it might as well be somebody who likes it. Also, I'm extremely good at it, he adds. Night falls, the market empties, the sky fully visible, no moon, stalls shuttered one by one. Dax rolls the day's final enormous ball home, guided by the stars alone, small and glowing against the vast night sky. On moonless nights, some dung beetle species use the Milky Way itself as a compass to hold a straight line, the first documented case of any insect navigating by the galaxy. He holds his line all the way home, exactly the way he always does, exactly the way nothing about tonight needs to be different. The next morning, Dax arrives for his route, ball freshly small again, the whole cycle starting over. Constance is already at her stall. She's set aside a small, carefully wrapped preserve jar at the edge of her counter, facing his usual path. For the smell of success, obviously, she says, not quite looking at him. Obviously, he says, delighted. The jar clinks softly as it changes hands. At dawn, unseen by Dax, at the edge of a quiet garden across the city, a cart arrives and unloads compost at the boundary. No character reacts. Nothing marks the moment as significant. It's just background business, filed, forgotten, arriving exactly where it was always going to arrive. Somewhere, a soil health officer will feel this without ever knowing where it came from. Not today, not yet. The market keeps moving the way it always does. Dax already rolling toward tomorrow's first stall,